The untold secret. Behind true power, the art of silence. You've heard it before. Power is about being loud, bold, and always in the spotlight. But what if I told you the real secret to power isn't about dominating the room with your voice or presence? It's something far more elusive, far more dangerous. It's a power that doesn't need to be seen to be felt. This is the truth about how silence is your strongest weapon. The silent strength you've been overlooking. For years, we've been taught that strength is about being visible, about showing off your accomplishments and making sure people know who you are. But the most influential figures in history didn't get to where they are by talking the loudest. No, they were the ones who knew how to command attention without saying a word. Real power doesn't shout, it waits, watches, and strikes when it's time. If you've ever felt like you don't fit the mold of the loud, outgoing leader, then you've been misled. The quiet ones often hold the most power, not because they speak less, but because their silence holds weight. In this video, I'm going to show you how to wield that silent strength and make it work for you. Crushing the myth. Power isn't about being heard. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that power comes from being the loudest, the most extroverted, the most outgoing. You see people dominating the room with their presence and start to believe that's the only way to make an impact. But here's the truth. True power doesn't depend on how many people hear you. Real power is about control. Control over yourself, your thoughts, and the way you present yourself. It's about walking into any situation knowing you don't need anyone's approval. You're not there to please anyone. You're there to do what you want, how you want, and you couldn't care less about the opinions of others. Step 1. Harness the power of quiet presence. The first step to mastering true power is learning to own your silence. Too many people waste their energy talking just to fill space. They think they need to be loud to be noticed, but it's the ones who choose their words carefully who command respect. Don't be afraid of silence. Silence isn't awkward, it's powerful. Think about the most influential figures in history or even in movies. The ones who carry themselves with true power are the ones who don't rush to fill the void with words. Instead, they speak only when necessary, and when they do, their words carry weight. They don't need to shout to be heard. Step 2. Silence forces attention. There's something about silence that demands attention. When you don't speak, people wonder what you're thinking. They lean in. They start second-guessing themselves, trying to figure you out. Silence forces others to reveal themselves. It forces them to fill the space you've left, exposing their insecurities, their doubts, and their vulnerabilities. As you learn to master the art of silence, you'll find that people start paying attention to you without you having to say a word. You'll be the one they seek out because your presence is undeniable. The quieter you are, the more powerful your words become. Step 3. Control the conversation. Silence is a tool. You don't need to speak constantly to maintain control in any conversation. The more you pause, the more you gain control. By leaving space between your words, you allow people to hang on to every syllable. You make them wait for your next move, keeping them on edge, constantly wondering what you're thinking. This control isn't just about what you say, it's about what you don't say. In fact, some of the most powerful conversations are those where the dominant person says the least. Think about it. How many times have you encountered someone who says very little, yet their presence demands attention? That's the power of silence. Step 4. Master your reserved nature. Here's a secret that most people won't tell you. You don't need to be the loudest in the room to be the most influential. If you're someone who values introspection, if you're not the life of the party, that's okay. Embrace that. It's your greatest strength. People are drawn to the mysterious. When you don't reveal everything about yourself, you become intriguing. People want to know what's going on in your mind, and they'll move mountains to figure it out. If you're reserved, lean into it. Own it. Don't try to force yourself into someone else's mold. Your mystery will make people chase you, not the other way around. Step 5. Let your actions speak for you. True power isn't about boasting. It's about letting your actions speak for themselves. When you're silent but strong, when you hold your ground and let your actions do the talking, people respect you more than if you were constantly running your mouth. Your actions, how you carry yourself, the decisions you make, the way you walk into a room, speak louder than words ever could. Remember, it's not about being liked. It's about being respected. And true respect comes when people see you as someone who doesn't need to prove anything. Conclusion. Silence isn't weakness. It's strength. You don't need to shout to be heard. You don't need to talk constantly to be respected. The true power lies in how well you use your silence. Learn to harness it, and you'll find yourself commanding respect and attention without lifting a finger. So, if you want to rise to your fullest potential and leave behind the noise of the world, embrace the power of silence. Own your quiet strength and watch as people start to see you for the powerful force you truly are.